Minister of Interior of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Abba Moro. Good to have you join us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, quite a busy moment it's been for you with so many issues happening here in the country. But in all of this, when we talk about trying to solve some of them insecurity problems, they say we should also be talking about automating our citizenship database, marriage registry, and expatriate, as well as some quotas system, which they say in all of this will help solving the security challenges we do have, because we must know ourselves before we can actually say it. The next man is not one of us. What is your ministry doing with regards to the problem we have at hand?
Well, I think the problem that we have at hand is the fact that for a long time, especially before we came on board, we've not had adequate information as to the number of persons that we have in our midst. It is now no longer history that we've had some problems with our population census all the years. And of course, coupled with that is the fact that right now, really, it will be very, very difficult to say how many aliens we have in this country now, because we don't have adequate information. And so to start with, we decided at the inception of this administration, this tenure, that the Citizenship and Business Department of the Ministry of Interior, that has responsibility for registering businesses and expatriates and the rest of them, to have its functions, operations automated, introducing, so to say, some level of e-business in governance, to have all these operations and functions properly integrated and constituting a central database from which plank we should be able now to know what we're doing, who we are dealing with, and who is in the country doing what business and the rest of them. And so that is the essence of the level of partnership that we have had with Anchor Dataway Solutions Limited, against the backdrop of the demeaning integrity and credibility of our operations. We felt that a partnership with an expert organization that is IT compliant will enhance our operational functionality.
I also read about a particular partnership here. You say the government is having with is it Israel concerning the insecurity problems. Could you expatiate more on that?
No, actually, we're not having any formal partnership with an Israeli or the Israeli government. What we're trying to do is, against the backdrop of the insecurity that we have in the country, and the fact that the results are not turning as quickly as Nigerians expect in guaranteeing security, we had a few options considered, and we looked out to some countries that have had similar experiences in terms of insecurity, to find out how far we can go into some level of collaboration with them. And what readily comes to mind against the backdrop of the issues that confront countries like Israel in the Middle East is that they have some level of insecurity experiences that Nigeria can tap from. We also had a reason to look up to America, that has had experiences in insecurity, especially against the backdrop of the 9/11 bombing.
Sorry, let me come in here. You talked about the United States now.
Yeah.
They do have a homeland security where their ancestry could be traced to their grandparentage. But now, what is exactly expected from this automated data system? What goes into this package?
Well, the automated system that we are adopting in the Ministry of Interior is not exactly an issue that has to do completely with insecurity. The Citizenship and Business Department of the Ministry of Interior has responsibility for registering businesses, granting expatriate quota to organizations that require them to tap from some countries that have skills that Nigerians don't have, to deal with the marriage registry, essentially as prescribed by the Minister of Interior. And so It touches on insecurity to the level that it has to do with expatriates coming to the country to do business with us. And because we now realize that from the experiences in the recent past that aliens are partly part of the problem that we have in terms of suicide bombing and bomb blast, the function therefore is that we must be sure that people who are coming into this country as expatriates are actually people that we require their services.
So in achieving that, would you be going door to door, and do you have the required personnel to carry out this function?
Yeah, of course. At the moment, we have, so to say, the required personnel. But you know, like all organizations, like human wants and the rest of them, you cannot have everything that you require at a time. What we do is that we have essentially the minimal level of human resource that we can do the business that is prescribed by extant regulations for the Ministry of Interior. But it is in realization too of the limitations of the manual operations of the department against the backdrop of the new awakening of e-governance, that we are trying to combine the human component with the electronic component so that we can have an integrated, centralized database from which we can monitor the activities of people and businesses in Nigeria.
So let's understand, sorry, sure, let's understand how you'll be going about this exercise now.
Yeah, the exercise is anchored on the desire to electronically apply for business permit, electronically get these appropriate information that is required of you. And of course, by doing that, it is expected that a lot of problems would have been solved, in the sense that on the part of the people desiring to register and apply for expatriate quota, it reduces the cost of traveling about, because in the comfort of their rooms, in any place that they want, they can apply online and get the applications processed. In addition to that, it is expected that it will plug also the essential loophole of long time in transactions, cost in transactions on the part of government and on the part of the applicants, in the sense that the tendency towards fraud and so changing of the system will be reduced if the human component of processing is removed. But essentially what it means is that all our operations and functions now will be electronically integrated and centralized. And so from a common base, the Nigerian Immigration Service that is responsible for ensuring the effective implementation of the quota administration system will be able to effectively monitor movements of persons and businesses.
Now, bringing you back to the population census that you mentioned about, that we do not have an accurate figure for how many people live in the country. Yeah. What is your ministry doing about that?
Well, unfortunately, the Ministry of Interior is not responsible for population census. The issue of population census is domiciled in the National Population Commission.